Oh, hi, this is Spotty Cat. We're still on tour. I suppose this is a bit of a sort of part two. Dear me, we've acquired so much more stuff in the last few days. But we're actually going to do, this is almost a special for the Lions shop at the top of Pembroke High Street.
Yes.
And virtually everything we got here, we bought from the Lions shop. And I'm just floored. It is so beautiful. Let's start off with what we're looking at already.
You didn't buy a lion though, did you? You didn't buy a lion.
I didn't buy a lion. They won't sell lions. Yeah. What's my lion? And anyway, I must stop telling lions. And anyway, this is a Japanese hand-painted plate. It'll be immediately after the Second World War when they were devastated, and they did so much of this sort of almost eggshell, but this is a bit more robust than that. But every single bit of this plate is hand-painted. I will just quickly flip it over so you can get an idea of the rim and the back. It's quite deep. I wouldn't swear this wasn't before the Second World War, but just because the depth of the rim is really unusual. But I don't know. None of this stuff is over £1. I don't think I paid over £3 for any of the stuff that I had from the Lions shop.
I think you did.
And I think this was £1. It's just a beautiful work of art. I say Japanese hand-painted plate. We're very much ceramics and glass today, and so I'm going to start off now and get into the glass. And if only we'd bought our black light. yeah, says Sue in chorus. I don't know this anyway. We all know what this stuff is. Well, not all of it, but this bit, absolutely classic deco Bagley glass. Beautifully ground off here. You can always tell the older ones when they've actually been properly finished on the feet. And but absolutely lovely, that really lovely shape. And again, I always love it when there's little dots of paint on stuff, because you know it's sat on people's shelves while they've been painting. Then there's this, which I've had this before with the little elephants on the side.
Yes.
And but they've always been big ones. I've never had one of these before. This again, like the last bit, Bagley glass, 1930s, and isn't that just fun? And at some point in the future, and we'll do a black light with these and a spotty cat. And the last bit isn't Bagley glass. It's I don't know if you can catch the green on there. Yes, you can, can't you?
Yeah.
You know, as I do it, I've got a feeling this is uranium glass, as the other two bits might be. But this is depression glass, American depression glass, with the sort of lacy type patterns on here. And I'd love to make up a name for the pattern, but it's Saturday morning. I can't think of one. Right, I think after this, we're going to do... Remember, this was all from the Lion shop, the British Lion shop. Yesterday, yeah. I just can't believe it. I just can't believe it. And but anyway, actually I'm wrong. This was from the Lion shop. This is a dresser jug, as we call it. This is such a sort of Welsh tradition. What do you think? Do you think that's 1830, 1840? You know, it's not 1900 anyway. That's one thing for sure.
That's too late.
This isn't transfer. I don't think anyway. I think these outlines have been painted. I don't think it's what we call transferred and clobber painted. I think the outlines of the leaves have been painted. Anyway, nothing particularly on the bottom, and just a beautiful vernacular. Probably Staffordshire. I don't think that's Welsh. Jug. This is what we call slip moulded, i.e. it's poured into a mould, liquid clay, and then you get this continuous coloured body. And we got lots of handsome men on the front, girls.
That's a lady.
Are you sure? Oh, it is too.
Yeah.
Right, yeah. We got
There's
a couple
the
of
man.
couple of handsome men and a lady, which
Look,
yeah, well,
I think there's more than one man actually.
yeah. She looks very happy. Let's
Oh, no,
not tell you.
wait a minute.
Okay, yeah.
Wait a minute. Go, let's do this one. I think, is that a man or a lady? Not sure what that is.
I think
that's
he's a
another
man.
lady. No,
Is it?
that's another lady, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, because they've got pigtails and he hasn't.
Thank God they've shaved under their armpits. I'm going to turn it round
Yeah.
to this side.
Oh. Now then.
And then we've
yes,
got
it's
men. He's definitely a man.
Yeah.
That's Cupid. That's probably a lady. And we think that's another man.
Do you know what that is?
What is it?
That's it. There's an asp there. Look, there's a snake.
Oh.
So is this?
Oh, so you think maybe that's Cleopatra or the Garden of Eden?
I think it. Yeah, because it's love, isn't it? As well.
Anyway, that's that. It's a beautiful slipware jug. If you look at the little holes at the top of here,
There's a stalker on the other side.
a stalker.
Yeah, look, there he is. Look, he's watching on.
Yeah. And if you look at the top of this, it's got two little holes here.
Yeah.
This would have been a hot water jug. It would have had a pewter flip-up lid that would have fitted there and sealed it. That's a big hot water jug. I'd love to have seen the rest of the tea set. I haven't seen one of these. This is definitely Staffordshire. This is, I don't know, 1860, 1880 again. So much of the interesting ceramics do tend to be of that era. Right, I'm going to get another jug now, which is a lot later. This is, I'll just flip him up very quickly, and he just says wood underneath. I haven't got my...
Oh, he says something else.
Huh? Oh, he says made in England as well.
He says Arthur Wood.
Does he say Arthur Wood? Oh, great. And there was the Woods family split into two or three and had various incarnations. But this is Arthur Wood. I suspect this is 50s. I love the horse on the top. I haven't really quite identified everything. I bet that's supposed to be an off to Widdicombe fair sort of thing.
All right.
Do you know, a jumble of people on their carts.
Yeah.
And there's some more down there. And then we go around here. And then even more. I think, are they looking out of a window?
They're looking out of a window.
All right, yeah. Anyway.
Their lady's looking out of the window.
All right.
He's riding his horse as fast as he can to get to them.
Yeah, your mind too. And and last, just in this little bit again, we're going even a bit more modern. This is
really interesting.
I don't know if you can really call it a lavaware. This glaze is so weird. I mean, it's rough, really rough and sparkly. It is. I'll flip up and show you the bottom underneath there. It's West Germany. And it's BAY, the maker, and I'll try and put exactly who that is in the comments. I haven't got books and stuff like that with me. We haven't even got access to the internet by the sea. But that is, the glaze on here is really unusual. You couldn't even really call that lava glaze. Anyway, that is a beautiful pot.
It's like pumice, isn't it?
Yeah,
Almost.
Well, it's like sparkly pumice, isn't it? Yeah. And anyway, you'll just have to bear with us just for a moment because I've got to clear the table and get the rest of the bits we got. Well, we cleared the table and we're off again. And we're back in with, there is a lot of ceramic here, but I love ceramics. But first off then we got, 4 cups and saucers. Beautiful transfer pattern on this. They were, you've got a classic moment, me peeling labels off. They were £5. This was our top money buy of the whole trip, I think. These were £5 for the set. Bit confusing in terms of date. I'd like to put these more 1860 than anything else because the actual saucer here is more like what we call a tea bowl. When people started drinking tea, they actually tipped the tea into the saucer, and the saucers tended to be a lot deeper, like these ones are. And they've got the 3 prongs from the stilts that they put into the kiln. Absolutely nothing on the back. I've got a suspicion that that this is the same pattern that a company Barker and Kent used in about 1915, 1920, and man in a boat, man in a boat. Anyway, blue and white. We just love blue and white. And so 4 of those, so I think they work out at 125 a cup and saucer. The next bit is equally as fantastic.
Oh, yeah,
we got a couple of plates. Sue loves these, and I do too. This is a cauldron plate from, I think, about 1890. It could have been a plate to use. Sue thinks it might have been a cabinet plate. It's nice semi-porcelain. It hasn't got a knife scratch on here or anything. It's never been used. But the colours and the work, and I love this bit, you know, Sue. I don't know what that is. It's not a thistle. I don't know what it is. It's an imaginary flower, I think. And I just flip him over quick so you can have a look at the back. Cauldron, made in England, which makes me think that it's more towards 1900, but I think it's a bit earlier than that. I think it's about 1890. Anyway, that is a beautiful plate. And in the same shop in Pembroke High Street. No, this was the 10 of us in Tenby. Do you remember? The shop writer looking over the harbour.
Before we went for...
before we had our little apple pies and whatever.
Stuff,
You had chocolate cake, didn't you? You did. I won't tell anyone, I promise you, I promise. I thought, this is so bizarre, isn't it? Almost calico pattern in the middle of this. And again, a beautiful plate. This definitely would have been part of the dinner set you would have had in your trousseau. Every
it's
sort
a bowl,
of lower,
it's a soup bowl, isn't
lower
it?
middle class and middle class person would have had a complete dinner set probably for 8. And this would have been one of the soup bowls, but again, it's got no knife marks on, never been used. And this is made by our our drain pipe company, as we used to call them. But this is Dalton Lambeth, which is this is Dalton Burslem. Right, they moved from Lambeth, they moved from London up to the Midlands,
and they were still before they were roiled off.
So this again is going to be the same era as the other plate that we were looking at. This is more bit duller. It's more pottery than stoneware or porcelain. And again, I put that bang on about 1900, I think. 120-year-old plates, both of them.
Beautiful colours.
They almost broke the bank. They were 50 pence each. I know, it's crazy, isn't it, Sue? I'm going to have a little bit of break in the middle of this then, and we'll do something silly like toys. We always buy the Marios, we always buy the Transformers. I think this is all here. This came from the Lion shop. This was 25 pence. I'm not going to attempt to put it back together again, because I can't. I say we need young people, but I don't think it's missing anything. It's got the little symbol there, which means it's a proper one. But I can't see any writing on it. I've had a look, but there's so many places to look. And look, there's his little face. There's his little sweet face. I wonder if he's got a face on the other side. No, that's it. Right, so he was 25 pence. These actually I think came from the Cat's Protection in Brecon, but they were sitting in the car. I bought them with me, and I'm sure they were 10 pence each. As was this. What the hell? Young people, tell me who the hell that is, because I have no idea, and it is so weird. It is so weird, and again,
horrible, isn't it?
It has got some writing on there, but our old eyes aren't going to do it, are they?
Put him down and turn him the other way, and then
when I get something else ready.
Right close then. I'll see if I can read it. It says China.
China,
Yeah.
everything, isn't he?
806 China. 10708, he's got a number on him.
Okay, yeah. Anyway, that's our little bit of slight relief, of relief while we got back into the ceramics.
Look at
and these again, I think these were 25 pence each. I've started saving interesting tiles this size, although these are actually supposed to be, you know, cup stands. I'm going to start putting on the wall. And the nice thing about these is these work both ways. Did you know that? They work that way as well.
Oh,
Yeah.
I see.
And
Nice.
he's made a huge mistake because he's counting his eggs before they're hatched. But it's classic, isn't it? No. Anyway, they're going to have to fly
There's
away.
a little crest there.
Oh, is there? And there.
Both of them, it would be the makers of them, would it?
Oh, it's too indistinct. See?
It's not Worcester, is it? Because they
it's
make
very-
things like this.
Do they?
Yeah.
I very much doubt it. We're going to substitute those for another slipware jug.
Oh, yeah.
That's not, you know. And this again would have been made into a mould. They would have made a lot of really, really sloppy white clay and tipped it into a mould, and that's why they call it. Well, that's why they call it slipware.
It's a corn jug, isn't it? It's got
Yeah, well, it's got sort of wheat sheath weaves and sheath weaves, wheat sheaths. I don't know what these are, but it's just beautiful. It's got a you know, an imitation rope handle on the other side of it. It's shiny glazed inside, so it's absolutely practical. And underneath here, you won't be able to read it completely, and I'm not going to try and decipher. But this is what we call a date lozenge, a registered design number date lozenge. All I can tell you about that without really getting and seeing if I can read all the different numbers is this is pre-1883, 100% and definitely. And yeah, jugs, you know, it really was a time of ceramics. I cannot remember, that wasn't from the Lion shop, I cannot quite remember. We'll just shift him over to here very, very quickly, and you can have a good shot of the pine table. This came from the Lions. It's
Oh, it's pretty.
it's almost flint glass, as we call it. You can see how wavy it is on the top there, and the actual rim has been ground flat, as opposed to most modern glass. You'll find that the rims, you know, the first thing that's done, not the last thing that's done, and so they don't need doctoring. I have no idea about this, but one thing I do know, I don't know if you can catch that into the light. I just have a sip of tea. I don't know if you can catch that in the light, but it is phenomenal, you know, sort of rainbow colours and
isn't it?
all
Yeah,
sorts,
pinks
yeah.
and stuff.
I know. It's always great to get something that mystifies you a bit, and that sure does mystify me a bit. Then we've got a couple of little.
I like these.
Yeah. How much were these? You spotted these, didn't you, Sue? I mean, were these 50 pence each or 25 pence each? I can't remember, but it was something along those order.
Or something like
These are little German mugs. These lovely little crude hand-painted bits on there. They're still really usable. And a pair of them, and as I say, a pair of them either cost me 50 pence for the two or £1 from the two, from the Lion shop at the top of Pembroke High Street. You know, they were such lovely people, such
nice ladies,
three ladies.
yeah.
They were just a joy to be with. And anyway, those little German mugs. We're almost running out of things now, but I just got a couple of the three last things, and I think we'll just start with this, which Sue also pointed out. I can just about manage to lift this. This is the most incredible lead glass decanter. As nearly always, there's always a little bit of damage on the ends of the stopper, but the stopper is it's just beautiful cut. That's just crazy the way it's cut and polished, and slight bevel on the edge. This is so heavy. Very disappointed that there isn't a maker's mark on the bottom. This was £1. It's insane. A lead glass decanter like this would cost 80 to 120 quid these days. It's just crazy. Anyway, beautiful thing, and I might have missed that. White glass is something you can always miss if you're not careful. And this is just funny. This is a previous buy that's sat down here on the shelves for a while, and it's a darnet. So we think that that would have had wool inside it. Oh no, this is for putting inside your sock. Of course it is, yeah, you know, like those wooden mushrooms. And anyway, it's called a darnet, and it's so kitsch. I think it's still got a bit of sticky label on the back and needs washing off. I love her face, but the thing I like most about her is her feet. And I don't know where this was made. It could very well be British. And that has to be 50s. It might be 60s, but I think 50s. Now, the very, very, very last thing we've got is more ceramics, but it's the most beautiful, beautiful vase. And obviously it's a stylized peacock.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, the funny green bits sort of flowing through there are interesting, aren't they?
Yeah. That's lovely. That is very unusual.
Oh, I just love it. I just love it. And it was sat in the window at the front of the British Lions in Pembroke. The British Lions in Pembroke, I told them I'd give them lots of big outs and so on. But beyond anything else, we just had such lovely stuff. And so this is fairly normal, you know. You look inside here and it's you know, it's still got bits of old flowers in, and it's white and fairly. But when you turn it round to this bit on here, this is the strangest glaze. It's a toss-up between this and that funny bit on that German vase. They're just really bizarre, and it's as was made. You can't scratch it off. I've been trying to. It doesn't happen, but beyond anything else, though, that's so unusual and so beautiful. But I guess that me and Sue, we've got to go. We've got an appointment with a walk on the beach, so so we haven't got much longer to dwell. So yeah. I hope that hope you've enjoyed this. A lot of ceramics this time, weren't there? But it's in spirit. It's goodbye from Spotty Cat. I will actually see her later today, and it's goodbye from me, and it's goodbye from
me,
Sue, and I would absolutely flattered if you watch this. Thank you ever so much, and hopefully see you next time. Love everyone.
Bye.